Dear passengers, this is Skyward AI. Thank you for choosing United Airlines for your travels. We are currently approaching the runway at Singapore Changi Airport. Please put your seatbelt back on for the landing. We hope you enjoy your stay in the beautiful Singapore. Connecting people, uniting the world. United Airlines.
Gracefully, the Boeing 787 started descending. After a flight lasting over 17 hours, it was time for the airliner to get some rest before its long flight back to San Francisco. Haley Deegan looked out of her window, enjoying the last few minutes of her business class seat. Down there lay the busy city of Singapore. She'd been here once before with the Golf GT Endurance Series in 2024, driving her number 6 Ford Mustang GT3 to an impressive P2 after the driver before her had dropped the team to 20th after a spin. Although a great performance, it wouldn't be the thing that the 6 hours of Singapore will be remembered for by the Mustang team. This was mainly due to the car ahead of them, the number 24 BMW M8 GTE, who went on to win that year's championship over the Mustang by 2 points. Haley and the rest of that year's Ford Performance team still think as that race as the point where they lost the championship. Needless to say, she didn't have great memories of this place. However, that was 2 years ago. Now she was a NASCAR Cup Series champion and had accomplished a lot of what she wanted with her career. It was time to face the Lion City again, and this would be the perfect opportunity. On the completely other side of business class sat a driver who had a much better history with the streets of Singapore. Mia Dagerman was still in disbelief of what had happened that fateful day in 2024. In all metrics during practice and qualifying, their championship rivals had her team beat. However, through the sheer dumb luck of their competitor spinning out, she managed to pull ahead. The car entered its element, the strategy was working out, and there were no mistakes on the track. This all combined for an amazing performance by Mia and her team, and she watched as teammate Kjeld Rijtmeijer cross the finish line, getting the number 24 BMW M8 GTE its 4th victory of the Golf GT Endurance season. Although it felt like every other win, everyone on the BMW team would later tell you that this is what won them their eventual championship over the number 6 Mustang GT3. Mia would still think about that day on occasion, especially after a very disappointing 2025 season in which her M8 got awful BOP and finished P6 in the standings, while their BMW teammates in the number 98 M4 GT3 went on to win the championship. Although she liked reminiscing to give herself perspective, she reminded herself why she was in this plane to begin with. Slowly Singapore came into view, and Mia started getting excited. This was the chance she'd been dreaming about for years. Only a few more hours till it would become a reality.
There it is. I tried to take the outside lane and boom! Bryce just drives into me. Do you get that?
Jack Walker pointed at the United 787 screen in front of him, where a bright pink Ford Mustang race car piled into the back of a dark red Mercedes E63.
Dude, watch out!
The passenger next to him said, nearly getting Jack's elbow in his face. Shane van Gisbergen laughed at his young teammate. He was gonna miss the drama of the Australian Supercar Series. Just 3 months ago, he had driven his final ever race in the series at Surfers Paradise, driving his Mercedes E63 to a respectable P4 and getting a 5th in the championship. Although he enjoyed racing, he knew he was getting older and decided to call it quits. Shane was satisfied with his final season and was now preparing for some nice relaxation. Jack Walker, however, was not looking for that. He had just ended his first season in the series and was still hyped about it. Although he had the NF during the finale due to the aforementioned incident with Bryce Fullwood, he did get a P3 in the point standings. Because he was quite obviously hired as a replacement for Shane, his team was very pleased with the speed the young driver showed. He had kind of let this go to his head, and Shane was enjoying every second of it, recognizing his young self a lot in the Canadian. Shane looked out of his window and saw Singapore approaching. "Still don't believe you wanted to do this," he said to Jack. "Well, it's something to do during the off-season, I guess," Jack said, slinging his arms wide. "That's it, I'm asking for another seat," the other passenger said, done with Jack's arms somehow always ending in his face. Shane ignored the man. "Yes, that it is indeed."